no matter the, but you must remember that the Israeli government is from time to time persecuting the Palestinians, for instance. But the Palestinians have also created a very difficult situation, because the Palestinians, because of the monarch of Jordan, because Palestinians are basically trying to convince the other people that they are deprived of the state, whereas they have the state. They have the state. Their head state is Jordan, but they don't like Jordan because Jordan is pro-Western and and monarchistic and want to live in peace with Israel. So for some decades now, and so they pretend that they don't have their own state. They are becoming more Marxist, more Islamistic, and so on. They are rewarded for it and invested. And rewarded it by Iran, for instance. Iran is pumping money into the Palestinian autonomy region, and they are creating this situation in which it's no wonder that there's a constant tension, maybe not constant war, but constant tension. So it's not all Israeli fault, and sometimes Israeli is it's an occupant maybe, but a very gentle one, because they are, for instance, phoning to the areas they know the terrorists are in, and they are warning the normal people to get out, and only so that the only terrorists in the cellars are killed. Okay, unless of course, unless they use some innocent people as human shields. Word is cruel. Okay, mentioned was LGBT movement in Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv, in some extent, it's like Canberra or Brasilia, so it's very untypical Jewish city. So let's drop it. Most of the Orthodox Jews will be very cross indeed if you will mention that somehow LGBT movement is connected with Israel closely when it comes to stereotypes. Okay, the kibbutz, because Israeli state was started by the secular Jews with left-leaning secular Jews, so no wonder that they were investing in this poor idea of self-sustaining proto-communist settlements and community production units. They are existing, but they are very often today inhabited by Palestinians and by other Israeli Arabs. By the way, not Israeli Arabs are against the Jews. For instance, the Druzes are not. Okay, they're even serving in Israeli army. Israeli army is not so very strong at all. Israel is like investing the similar amount of money per annum for its defense like Poland, but they are pretending all the time they are much more powerful, because it's a precaution against the surrounding hostile nations. And they also pretend that they have much better control even over the United States, although it's not this way at all. It's the other way around. The Americans have total control over Israel, and they're helping Israel, because it's not only Israel and Saudi Arabia are sustaining the American influence in this part of the world, but also Israel is given some money from the United States, provided that Israel would spend all that money on American private military equipment. Privately produced American military equipment. So this money is by no means given to the Israel. It's like an incentive from the US government for the Jews to buy American tanks and so on. So it's like an investment more than a present. The presents are given to the Israel from the Germans, for instance, in the form of U-boats, because the Germans are still have this well, it's a just opinion that they should to compensate somehow for what they have done to the Jews before. Okay, the Jews have, when they started Israel state, there were three options if they should be talking basically Hebrew, which was like Latin then, known only to some religious people, to some religious figures and to intellectuals. The other thing was Yiddish, which is similar to Netherlands, and with some Slavic words and Hebrew words. And